Porter, I think with some of these losses, it's been easy to pinpoint what went wrong. The effort, it felt like it was still there tonight. So how disappointing is it when you put forth that type of effort and don't get the result?
Yeah, that was the message of the guys, is that I think we're going to win a lot of games. I mean, the way they played, our guys played so hard. They did a lot of good things. We had 3 turnovers in the second half. We've talked about that at halftime, and we've had, we did, and actually 1 or 2 came in the first minute, I think. And so I thought we did a lot of good things. So you can't forget that feeling, man. This feeling sucks. You got to be sitting there in your belly, and think about it as you lift, as you watch film, as you train, as you practice, as you're sitting with your guy. You can't forget how this feels, because this is where we want to go. We want to win these games. But in terms of the guys, man, they bound. I mean, they were exhausted coming back from Fort Worth. Got after it Sunday, Monday to prepare for this game, and they gave that kind of effort to put themselves in a position to win. And you got to tip your hat. I mean, Abaji hit 2 high-level threes, and Christian Braun hit a lot high-level 3. 3 older veteran guys who's been in a ton of games hit 3 major threes down the stretch, and you got to tip your hat to those shots they hit right there.
Appreciate it, Porter.
Justin Martinez.
Appreciate taking time to talk to us today. I want to ask you about the crowd. We saw on Twitter that you had that you were hand delivering pizzas or something like that the first 200 speeches. What do you see in terms of the atmosphere tonight?
I just said it on the radio. I just want to thank them. I thought it was great. The students were unbelievable. I thought it was a high-level college game. I mean, under 2 minutes, Kansas was on offense, and that's what makes those shots even better from a veteran top championship team. I mean, they rose up and hit some major shots with the crowd going crazy, and players got to make those. You got to make some plays like that. In the games like that, I mean, you got to make some plays. And I thought we made a lot of plays. I thought Jordan Goldwire had his best. It was his best game since Arkansas. And the word I use is control. Jordan was in control of our team. His pace, his tempo. He wasn't forcing things. He had good reads. He took it when he had it. He kicked it when he didn't. 4 assists, 1 turnover, 15 points. He was into control. And just a lot of good things. We've still got some shooting woes. I thought we had some shots. I thought actually we had some open shots, from 3. I thought C.J. Nolan's in concussion protocol at halftime. We found that out because I'm like, C.J. had 8 points in 7 minutes, and he was giving us a great lift. He was 2 for 2 from 3, and the rest of the team, I think, was 3 for 15. No, 2 for 15. We were 2 for 15. So, got to make some shots, but we're doing a lot of things. I mean, playing really hard. I mean, I looked up at one point. I know they scored a lot at the end because with a lot of free throws and those threes, but it was like 48 points with 5. I don't know how much time it was against a team like that who's just high-powered transition. So just got to get over the hump, and that's the message. We're not going to lose these guys. I mean, we're going to come back, and I want to play Baylor right away. I mean, with these guys, how hard they're playing, they're not happy, they're not satisfied. So we'll get right back to it and start preparing for Baylor.
Appreciate it.
John Hoover.
Porter, you sort of said what I was going to ask right there when you said we got to make shots. Execution down the stretch, after you guys got that, had the big run and got that 6-point lead, how did you feel like the execution was on offensively?
We did a really good thing. We did this ghost screen with 21. We got Jordan Goldwire a couple times the thing foul. We picked and popped Tanner. Tanner had a really nice look. I think Elijah Harkless had a really nice look in the corner in front of our bench. When you look at it, I mean, he had a nice look. But I thought we did some good things. I got to look at the tape, but I remember specifically one. We went downhill and Jordan, we ran a little action and Jordan changed speeds and got to the rim. But we had some opportunities to make some shots. We missed a couple bunnies in there through the course of the half. I don't know what time it was. But I tell you what else I liked. We came out. And we didn't, the first 4 or 5 possessions, I had to call timeout. I think we got down 12. So you're down 12 against the number 7 team in the country, Kansas, and we fought back to take a lead. You know, I thought we did some really good things. I thought we were shorthanded without Ethan and then CJ. And I thought AK came in and did a couple nice things. I thought Bijan did some nice things. I mean, CJ did some nice things. So we're getting some production, some nice things out of some different guys off the bench, but just not enough to overcome, Kansas down the stretch.
Porter, you had I thought, a good defensive game. I mean, Abaji doesn't score until, 8 minutes left in the game. And I'm curious on those 3-point bombs that you're talking about, that those tough shots they made. It looked like to me you had them covered. They just made the shots. Am I right? You had a better, I didn't have the best vantage point, but it looked like you had them covered. Am I right?
Yeah, so they ran a nice little elevator play on the baseline, and he faked like he was going to up screen, and then he slipped it to the corner, and they closed the gate. And we were, you don't see that. And then Jalen, if you read it, he could have popped out. EJ fought through it and flew at him. He still had to pop to the deep corner and hit a three with Jalen. And then he made a nice read on a lob play. He usually curls that corner, and we were telling him to trail it, and Tanner was going to protect. And the last second we went under it, and he made a nice read. He popped it, but then EJ had a great effort flying at him. And the last one, they kicked it to the corner, and you push pause, and he's 20-some feet away, and he makes a big contested three. So, that's what winning teams, great players. I mean, those were 3 really good shots, nice little actions. Obaji made a nice read on that lob. He popped, he faded it instead of curling it. So got to give him credit. But I did think we did a nice job over the course of the game on him.
Thank you.
Jesse Crittenden.
Porter, I appreciate your time. You kind of alluded to that run you guys went on in the second half to take the lead. I know you guys didn't get the result you wanted, but I mean, how big was that run in the second half? What did you see from your team there? And does that give the guys confidence that they can have those kind of stretches against good teams like Kansas?
I thought we had a great run trying to fight back. Like I said, AK got an offensive rebound. Bijan made a nice play, made 2 or 3 nice plays. Mo got a nice in transition. I thought we passed it ahead. I thought we did some good things and to fight back. And it's not enough. And that's where we want to get to where it's enough. And then we're sitting on the other side of that. And that's what we got to keep fighting to. But elite team, I thought we gave a great effort. But we got to do some things. We got to make some shots. But I loved our effort. I really did. I loved our belief. I loved our belief. I thought the guys never stopped believing they were going to win until the final buzzer. I love that, and that's a great sign of the culture. So I love where we're going. We just got to keep pushing. I mean, every game is we're playing these competitions, so we got to get over the hump. We can win some of these games coming up if we keep playing and grinding that hard.
Appreciate it, Porter.
We're going to go 2 more, starting with Kristen Butterfield.
Yeah, Coach, you guys held Kansas to 67 points tonight, which is pretty low for them. What did you think of your defensive performance tonight?
I thought we did a lot of good things. I thought Tanner was physical. He had one of the most physical games. I thought Jordan Goldwire was really good. So we did some really good things. I thought we got back in transition. I was really worried about how fast they run. So up until that last 3 minutes, and I gotta say, I mean, they executed. He read it. He popped to the corner on that gate elevator play. Baji, those 2 threes and Christian's 3. I mean, those are 3 timely with the crowd into it, on the road, making shots to win a game. And you got to give them credit, man. There was 3 high-level shots.
Coach, you touched on it a little bit, but with 2 top-flight teams coming up in Baylor and Auburn in your next 3 games, how do you snap this small skid that y'all are on?
Just look at one at a time. We're going to build on all the things we did well tonight. We're going to get better on the things we didn't. It's the best way I can say it. Is that I'm going to keep fighting to build on what we did good and correct and grind forward to what we got to get better, and we got to make some shots and only look at one game at a time. I want to look ahead. It's one game at a time. You got to look at it. I know we got some aluminum. The only thing we got to think about tonight, and I'm about to go dig in, is Baylor. And I don't even know who won, Baylor or West Virginia. I don't even know yet. Who won?
Baylor did.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Oh, it's it? All right, thank you.
How tough is it just to absorb these tough losses, and what's the key to really building off of them?
Yeah, I mean, these games, they come down to a couple plays, so it really just comes down to making those key plays that we need and, getting over the hump.
Kansas possession that ended with Brown's three-pointer to give them the lead. Can you describe their action and what kind of defense you guys were looking at that time?
I didn't honestly see what ended up happening, but we started out in 1-3-1, then went back man, and so matchups were kind of messed up. So I don't know how he necessarily got open, but I don't even think he was necessarily that open. But he had a tough shot. Credits to him. He's a good player, so just a big shot.
Jordan, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, Jordan, obviously not the result you wanted. Can you talk about your performance and the way that you sort of took command there going down the stretch?
Yeah, kind of feel like I got off to a kind of rough start to this Big 12 play. So just trying to, secure, kind of play the way I've been playing since the start of the year, just get back to playing how I was. So my teammates telling me to be aggressive, attack the paint. So that's what I kind of did, and my teammates made shots tonight, so credits to them.
Appreciate it, Jordan.
Thank you.
Jordan, I appreciate your time. I know you guys ended up barely losing the game, but you had that 20-2 stretch in the second half. I mean, even with the loss, is that kind of a confidence builder just to know you guys can have stretches like that against good teams?
I mean, for sure, like I said, a lot of games that we've lost, they've come down, to a couple of possessions here and there since this Big 12 has started. So, I mean, they're one of the top teams in the country. We've played with them. We've played with Baylor. We've played with a lot of teams. So, I mean, it definitely is a confidence booster, I would say, to be able to play with such a good team. But, I think we know we're capable of beating a lot of teams. It's just a matter of doing it.
Is there a key to, and obviously it's hard to play, a stretch like that for your entire game, but is there any keys, or is there a way you guys can figure out, kind of how to maintain that level for the entire game?
Yeah, I just think it comes down to little details, not letting that shooter get open down the stretch. Abaji, they run a great play for them, so it's hard, face good teams. They have good sets to get their best players open, so, got to stay locked in the whole game, just try to guard and take them out as best as we can. I think those were Abaji's I think he had a couple other buckets, but, those two buckets, he was pretty much quiet the whole game until he came back and hit those two big shots. So, it's just little details, staying locked in.
Appreciate it, Jordan.
Hey, Jordan, offensively tonight, you guys got a lot of buckets near, on drives and things to the bucket. How well did you feel like your offense worked today?
Yeah, I think our offense was great tonight. The coaches, they gave us a good game plan. How they kind of stay attached to people. They don't try to help too much, so driving lanes were going to be there. So I think we took advantage of that, and then people were cutting and just being available to the ball. So I think that was key. Our offense was really good tonight. Defense was good tonight too. So, I think it was a lot of good things in the game tonight. Obviously not the result we wanted, but I think this team, is hungry. We're still going in the right direction regardless of, the last 3 games. We've kind of lost 3 tough games, but, I think everybody still has confidence that we can turn this thing around.
Good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
Jordan, I want to follow up on that, about the offensive execution down the stretch. You guys had the 6-point lead, and then, they were able to chip their way back into it because you guys weren't scoring. What did you think of the offensive execution on those possessions, and maybe what did Coach say in the locker room or on the sideline?
Yeah, for me personally, they're a good team, so we knew the game was going to come down to the wire. So I think on those possessions, I can't remember exactly what happened. The plays aren't really come to my head right now, but whatever happened, sure, whatever happened, our teammate made a good play. It just didn't necessarily drop, but on the defensive end, we didn't get stops when we needed to. So I think that was the biggest thing. And Coach, he said he loved the way that we played tonight. Regardless of the result, he saw a lot of good things, he said, and we just got to keep building. Can't wait to get ready for Baylor.
Last one, Jordan.
Hi, Jordan. You touched on it earlier a little bit with Abaji. He went scoreless for the first 34 minutes of the game and had all 10 of his points in the last 6 minutes. So what did y'all do defensively on him in that first stretch, and then how did it change?
Yeah, with a shooter like that, you just got to try to get into his airspace. You know, I think we were making it difficult for him to even catch it, and then once he caught it, just keep our high hands. So it was just little things, and then obviously he got hurt for a little bit of that first half, and then was able to come back, and I feel like probably get his groove going a little bit. So I mean, with players like that, they're going to score their points. So I mean, it's difficult to keep somebody like that scoreless for the whole game. So I think he's a big time player. He just made some big plays down the stretch.
Thanks, Jordan.
Thank you.